Hello everyone, this is Anshita Kakuste, and today for this connected series we have Mr. Rishabh Goel with us. He completed his undergraduation in mechanical engineering from FCRIT in 2011 and then pursued his master's in management science and engineering at Stanford University. He has been working in the data science field for the past 8 years in companies like Chegg Inc and StudHub. He's currently based in New York and works as a data science lead at Spotify in the ads business team. His focus is to aid decision making for ad sales, marketing, and operations team using a mix of data science and research methods. Okay, so I have a couple of questions for you. I'll just start with the first question, which is why did you shift from the mechanical field to data analytics?
Yeah, I was always interested in the mathematical side of things when I was doing my engineering, and I loved courses like operations research that I took up as an elective during my undergrad, and also I took up a lot of computational math and optimization courses during my master's. And then Stanford actually gave me a good flexibility to design my own specialization, which was in data analysis. And since then, I have always been in the data analysis field, and I have enjoyed the data science field quite a lot.
So my next question would be, can you explain your current job profile in a concise manner, and what is the work culture at Spotify?
Sure. So I currently work as a data science lead in the ads business team, and like you said during my introduction, I mainly work with the sales, operations, and marketing teams within the advertising unit. And the main objectives for me and my team are to assist these teams in terms of applying more data-driven approaches, and this involves a lot of data science and research methods, and it also includes just building more tools and creating models that can help them like I said, with a more data-driven approach, and just optimize the ad revenue for the company.
Okay, so data science has been fairly a new concept or a new field altogether, which has had a lot of job openings, at least in this era. So, do you think it's hard for a person from an Indian origin to go to other countries and study, and just actually is it hard for them to get used to it, or do you have to work extra hard for it, or is it just okay, you can work on it?
No, I think it's definitely not hard. There are a lot of online resources also available these days in the data science field, and you can definitely learn and apply your education in any ad hoc data set that you can find online and show the value that you can bring and your expertise as well. So I don't think it's hard. It's maybe different, the domain, and it depends a lot on the company that you apply to as well. But overall, I don't think it's hard or any different. It's still the same foundation and your knowledge that gets applied in the real world.
So another question would be, we all know that Shazam or even Google Assistant for that matter have started this feature called Know the Song Through Lyrics or Tune. So Why hasn't Spotify brought on that innovation yet? Why not be that one-stop solution for everything?
So Spotify, I feel like they do a lot of tests. There are hundreds of tests that are run regularly on different features, and depending how successful they are and if it aligns with the company's objectives, they get implemented in the app. I am not fully sure why this has not been implemented so far. In this case, they decided to partner with Shazam, and I think since it's such a popular app, it made sense to just integrate with Shazam so that someone can search through Shazam and then directly add that song on Spotify. And they decided to go along this route instead of actually building it in-house, this particular feature.
So it must be quite a journey going from India, Father Agnes, to Stanford, to working in Spotify. So there must be some habits or discipline that you might be applying in your day-to-day life to make your work more efficient or be the kind of successful that you are. So can you share some of those with us?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like just on a regular day-to-day basis, there are some things that I try to do, like always take notes, even during meetings and stuff. It always helps because it's difficult to trust your memory all the time when there are so many things that you're working on. Whenever you're like talking to someone, make sure you clarify each and everything about the problem that you're trying to solve for. Always ask a lot of questions. There is no such thing as a stupid question. It's always good to ask that initially rather than later where you don't understand something. A few things which are more generic, like I feel like people don't spend a lot of time in structuring the solution to a problem and they just dive directly into it. So it's always good to like spend a little more time in the beginning to structure, like, okay, here's the problem, here is the approach, here are different possible solutions to the problem, here are the disadvantages and the advantages of each method, and here is what I've decided to like take forward as an approach for this particular problem. I feel like that is super important, like just structuring the solution before you actually get into the weeds of like applying certain algorithms or like some method to solving that problem. And yeah, like lastly, I think this is more around just keeping yourself up to date with the innovation that's happening in your field. Read a lot. I end up reading a lot of things about the research that has been done in the data science field, for example. How are other companies applying this particular research in their methodologies and their work? There are a lot of blogs that are published by these companies like Netflix, Facebook, Google, which are really good for everyone to read on if you're interested in this particular area. So get into that habit very quickly because it does pay off quite a lot later on.
Okay, these are a lot of insights and a lot of things to follow. I'm sure people will develop these habits gradually. So one last question to you, sir. Any message to the students or young individuals who are trying to pursue their career in data science?
Sure. So I feel like this is more generic to like any field, not just in data science, but like don't be afraid to like try out different opportunities, and no experience is going to be less experience. It's never bad or good experience. I feel like any kind of work experience that you can get as an internship, as an unpaid research work, it is extremely valuable in the real world. Like because what you learn during your undergrad and grad is very different than what gets applied during your professional life. So I feel like as much as possible, like if you can. Just try out different opportunities. Like in the beginning, you have a long career ahead of you, and don't underestimate the value of each and every small experience that you make. A few other things, I feel like data science in particular, like you also like this is similar to like a very niche field. So it's good to like find a mentor, someone who you to look up to, or someone whose career is very similar to what you want your career to be. I feel it's good to find like a mentor initially when you're like just about to start searching for a job, or like or you're trying to understand like how can I apply my current skill sets in the real world, like what are the different applications possible, things like that. It always helps to like network with people and talk to them about their experiences, and just ask them about their day-to-day routine. Then you get a sense of like what this is actually going to look like in the future for me. That is super important, like in terms of your own career growth and development. And lastly, just very specific to data science, I feel data science is a very generic term, so it depends on like what you enjoy doing the most. If you enjoy analysis and research, then statistical analysis and like maths courses are important for you, like, and for you to just keep yourself up to date. If you enjoy coding a little bit more, then like just focusing more on the engineering side and machine learning engineering side is good for you. And then like finally, also you should be able to communicate the work that you've done in stats and engineering to a very layman audience. Like your stakeholders, business stakeholders, product stakeholders don't know that much statistics and computational math like you. So you should be able to translate all the work that you've done into actionable recommendations. That's the piece which you learn over time, like through experience, but it's always good as a skill set to know when you're working as a data scientist.